Show before the show, where I check to make sure everything is working. I'm your host, Patrick Marlett, your local game guy. This is local gamer co-host Will.
Sup?
Not much, dude. Just chilling, absorbing all of the Final Fantasy with everyone else. So if you haven't caught up with Final Fantasy X MTG, don't worry about it. We've got you covered right here on Local Game Group. So if you look at our backlog, we've covered a lot of different legends in Commander decks, like we will be today, as well as a lot of the legends that have released thus far. To come, reviews of the entire set, likely a bracketed system tier list for all of the legendaries, which I'm pretty sure they set a record with the set. I think this is the most legends we've seen from any one set. It might be up there with Lord of the Rings. It's pretty close, but I mean, they're covering multiple games. I think there's like 16 in total, like main games. So they had a lot of ground to cover, and they did a great job. So kudos to WotC for their work on this set so far. I love everything. And thank you for giving us such bangers, such as, oh, what's this? Is it, oh, nope. This is the show before. This is why we do this. It just dropped it. There you go. Such as this. Tifa Lockhart. I don't know, Will. How many like over let's just cover this really quick. We discussed in a 2.5 hour video all of the legends from the set. I encourage you to check it out. I understand I was very sniffly during that video, and I'm sorry. No promises here. But of all the legends, how many do you think we saw that had CDH potential?
We saw 52 legends. I think there was like 4 or 5 that I'm like, they could definitely be CDH.
Well, off the top of my dome, Kefka, Squall, Tifa, Noctis. Also Lightning a Bone.
Xenos, because Xenos.
But also Mono Black Kayn. Like, I really like Kayn.
I don't think he's CDH, but I think he's going to be very, very fun and casual.
I think
I got the ruling from my judge friend. With Kayn, if you kill somebody with combat damage, the trigger stifles. You can't give it to them. They're out of the game. Kayn stifles.
Oh, so then the trigger never resolves?
Correct. You don't draw, you don't get treasures, you don't get any of that.
Oh, so leave it to someone else. Pretty much. Well, yeah, I definitely recommend you watch that video. We give you a pretty good idea of how to approach the legends from the set. Also, our audience does a really good job of picking up the pieces, anything we miss. So definitely read through those comments, both in the live chat. And also, as these become VODs, you can comment on these. I understand a lot of you guys can't make these live streams, so don't worry about it. Will, I want you to cover Tifa Lockhart for us, because I mean, I feel like we were both struggling with whether or not we can really make this sing, and in the Discord, you're like, nah, we can.
Like, mathematically, this kind of works.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, Tifa Lockhart is 1 and a green for a 1/2 trampler with Landfall, double Tifa's power until the end of the turn. That is it. The reason why that is so crazy is in CDH, you get Tifa out turn 1 pretty much every time, or turn 2 at the very least.
Yeah.
Then you can buff Tifa and then play Fetch Land, or play Fetch Land, crack it in response to the trigger, get a land in response to those 2 landfall triggers, then buff Tifa. Like if you have a 3-cost buff effect, you can play your 3rd mana source, crack, get another land, and then give Tifa, let's say, +4/+4 for 3 mana.
Right, that's pretty easy. Like we have that every which way, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then +4/+4 makes Tifa 5 power, which doubles to 10, which doubles to 20, which is 1 short from commander damage. But that is assuming that is the only thing that you can do. There's plenty of things that you can do that are just like +2/+2 and then rampant growth. There's a lot of ways that you can make this work where Tifa doubles power 3 times, and then if you double power 3 times, let's say Tifa got +2/+2, so 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 24, 24 trample commander damage, turn 3, turn 2, kill somebody.
How big is your blocker? That's the name of the game at this point.
Indeed. Tymna blockers are not enough. You need to be thicker.
much thicker to control Tifa, especially because I love that they gave her trample. They knew what we wanted to do, and they were so generous with that because already just the landfall effect alone is really cracked on this character. It's quite good. So having trample attached to that is amazing. And Will brought up like an amazing piece of tech that we're going to use. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've ever heard of Ram Through. I think we used it in one deck on the channel before,
we've
Will.
used it in a few, I think.
Minimally, yeah, minimally one. But this thing is, you can read it off. It's just, again, it's a quirky thing to do, but it's something that's repeatable in a lot of instances. I'm not saying we put Isochron Scepter in the deck, but I mean, actually, I don't
We
know.
can
Maybe
we
maybe
can
we
use
do.
I'd prefer regrowth
Yeah,
effects.
yeah,
Just
like a
return
Noxious
it.
Revivaler. Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind strapping a really nice buff spell to Isochron Scepter. Like, why not just have it on a stick? But yeah,
Yeah,
ram
like
through.
Vines of Vastwood or something.
Why
Something
not?
that's just like, oh yeah, +4/+4 and protection.
I think it makes sense. Like, especially because we don't have any natural evasion. She comes down really easy, so people will probably be a little skittish with her on the field. So we're gonna want to run some forms of protection, but ram through is basically like Green's Fling, except there needs to be a creature in that commander player's battlefield for you to smack them. Basically, you're just overloading them. But in this instance, you could use this, and you can also attack another person. So it's just like one on one. It's like you're playing Brawl. There you go. It's like you're playing Brawl, essentially. But yeah, ram through is something we're going to use. And I think we're probably good to build this list. It's pretty straightforward. The first things I want to do are probably look over ramp effects, any sort of recursion for lands, which we might use. I don't know if that means we slam every Crucible of Worlds, but we'll probably use at least that and the Ramming Up Excavator. On top of all of that, we're probably going to want to look up buff spells. I don't remember all of them, but I remember using a lot of them in Savala. So frankly, I could probably just look at my old Savala list. But at any point during this brew, if there's something that comes to mind for you with Tifa that you think is excellent tech, please let us know. All right, Will. Where do we start?
First,
Oh,
why don't we throw in the fun buff spells?
ignore the
There's
land base for now, guys.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in a bit.
Yeah.
A couple of the buff spells that I want to put in first are like the protection ones and the free ones.
Right, like creature gets.
So overprotect is one. It's plus or 2 mana +3/+3, give trample and indestructible and hexproof.
Seems good.
In trample is redundant, but
I don't know if we need that, Will. Just kidding. Actually, we'll probably use Centaur Garden as a land with a threshold ability to give +3/+3.
yeah,
Totally forgot
there's
that
a
exists.
desert that does a similar effect. We may want to run that as well.
Probably. Well, we're gonna go through a short list here. I think 2 CMC is maybe the top end of what we want to use, unless it provides a land or some other great effect. But
Yeah. Blossoming Defense is going to be MVP. 1 green, give +2/+2 and hexproof at instant speed. Really good.
Right. There's a few effects like this as well. I don't remember the names, but we will get to them. X number of gates you control. Do you want to use Basilisk Gate, Will?
We are not running gates.
Gates Tifa? I didn't tell you that?
No. Granted, we could do mono black gates with Maze's End, but that's not happening today.
No.
Invigorate is really good. Basically, 0 mana, give +4/+4. You just need to control a forest and give an opponent 3 life, which won't matter.
Yeah, Invigorate's an easy inclusion. While Will hits me with some of his, I'll just be looking through with you guys some of these options here.
We may want to run Giant Growth, just one mana, give +3/+3, instant speed. It's just good enough.
Yeah, there's a couple of 1 mana ones that are conditional that give +4/+4. There's also the what's it called? Worm something?
Groundswell is probably the best one. It's 1 mana, give +4/+4 if you've played land this turn. Which You have, because
It's
in
instant
response
speed,
to,
right? It is instant
yeah,
speed. Okay. Okay.
it's instant speed. So in
Yeah.
response to the landfall, we can do it. There's also mutagenic growth. It's a Phyrexian green, give +2/+2.
Mutagenic growth. Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Also, we're only going over instants right now. This doesn't mean we need to stick with them. Like, we can obviously use equipment. I'm not saying that she's Voltron, but I do think that there's likely equipment that will be viable for this. We just need to, again, go over what those pieces are. Turn Timber
Do we
Grove.
want to run Might of Old Krosa, give +2/+2? If it's your main phase, give +4/+4 instead.
The answer is yes.
All right. All right.
If it's your main phase?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you could use it at instant speed during your main phase.
correct.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah. Where X is your devotion to green, aspect of the Hydra, I'm not sure it's going to slap that hard, but what about adventuring gear? For 1 mana, equip cost of 1, whenever a land you control enters, equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I think
Maybe
this
that's better for late game because it's 1 to play, 1 to equip,
it's
and
really
then
not bad.
landfall +2/+2. Yeah,
That
because
sounds really good to me.
we can stack it so that we get the +2/+2. Tifa trigger still on the stack in response. Crack the fetch. Get another +2/+2. Another Tifa trigger on the stack that's +4/+4. Double. So
Sounds great. I
20.
mean, and this is on top of whatever else we might be including. In my mind, it feels a little win more, but I mean, it is basically just a +4/+4 spell for 2 with, a fetch land. So it seems good to me. Summer
Yeah,
Bloom was
agreed.
just suggested.
Yeah, Summer Bloom. There's also, oh, what is it? We have the veils as well. I'm gonna use the restroom really quick.
Oh, you're good, man. Yeah, don't worry, guys. We're gonna walk through all of these. Audacity. I didn't know Audacity was a card. I don't think we're using it, but we're gonna use Autumn's Veil. I know that isn't necessarily what Will is talking about, but we're gonna use Autumn's Veil, Summer's Veil, Legolas's Quick Reflexes, Summer Veil. I think these are all good cards to use. Veil of Summer. Oh, whoops. And I just said Legolas's Quick Reflexes. Just multi-dimensional game right now. Man, more landfall buff spells, please. Do we use Berserk?
No. Totally. Let's use the thing that's just the same as crop rotation.
Only during combat before damage step, target creature was at the beginning of your next sense to destroy that creature. We probably don't want to do that.
Have we put in exploration? Just the 1 green, play an extra land every turn?
Exploration? No.
Yeah.
Do you want to play like Burgeoning? Is Burgeoning the one that lets you play off turn?
When an opponent plays, you may put a land from your hand into play.
Oh, never
No,
mind,
our
never
opponents
mind.
control that one, fortunately.
Tyvar Stand.
We stand Tyvar.
Yeah. Tyvar Stand. Briar Shield. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1, but also you could sacrifice it to give it +3/+3 until end of turn. It kind of acts like a piggy bank, but it also just makes her butt a little bit bigger, which is hard to do if you've seen Tifa. I don't know. It could be good. Bronze Cudgels.
What was the thing for Sylvala that was like 2 mana, give +5/+5?
Thing where 2 mana +5/+5. I will tell you because we're getting there. Again, I only really want to go up to 2 CMC things here, guys. We're missing Worm. Damn it. It's called Worm something. Worm Growth. Worm. Probably just come up. But it makes her base stats like 6/4, if I'm not mistaken.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's killing me that I don't remember. Look, it's been a while since I made Sylvala. Okay, how about for the family? If you control 4 more creatures, that creature gets +4 and plus. Nope, never mind. That's a +4/+4. We're not going to achieve.
Have you put in Hashep Oasis?
Huh? No.
It's the thing that you can pay 1 a green and a green, tap it, and sacrifice a desert to give target creature +3/+3 until the end of the turn. It's the desert that's basically a centaur grove. Or
Scale
centaur
up.
garden.
Scale up is definitely what it is.
Yeah, scale up is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's one mana, right? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, yeah, that's the one. Thank you. Thank you for scale up. Thank you. Commander's Plate.
Yeah. Commander's Plate's a good way to keep Tifa around, stop people from blowing up Tifa.
Yeah, there's no auto equip in this. This
What is it?
Squire.
Two to equip? You don't care about auto equip.
No, it's 3 to equip to a commander. It is
It's
kind of
fine.
costly. It's kind of
It's
costly.
fine. We just
It's kind of
play it
costly.
on a turn, and then we equip it to Tifa, play a fetch land, crack the fetch land,
Oh,
and Tifa's dealing, what is it, 16?
yeah. You know what you said was mid?
Hmm.
That would be good here?
Are you going to say Seaboard Muse?
No. No. That's too obvious. I was gonna say that one sword that when you hit Sword of the Animist,
Sort of the Animist is fine here, yeah.
because it ramps us and doubles our power. Sword of the Animist.
My only complaint is it's 4 to equip it, or 4 to set it up in total.
What is going on? It doesn't want me to play with Sword of the Animist. There you go. Invigorate is free. Yes, Invigorate's a free one. We did get it. I promise I'm not going to go that much deeper here. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything. If there's any equipment you guys feel we should use, let us know. Creature Gets should give us everything. Until end of turn, target creature has +1/+1 for each creature you control and gains reach. That could be good, but I don't honestly think...
Skyclave pick. 1 green for an artifact equipment. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to a creature. Landfall, get +2/+2. It equips for 2 and a green, but it ETB equips.
Skyclave Pickaxe?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
It's the other equipment that you're talking about, but it's 1 green and auto equips.
Sword of Hearth and Home.
Yeah, Sword of Hearth and Home is Sword of the Animist, except it's actually Hearth and Home is on
better.
damage, so no.
Oh yeah, because Animus is on attack, right? Hearth and Home is bad because it's on damage.
Is better than Hearth and Home
Yeah.
for Tifa.
Thank you, Scrut. Thank you for that. You got to it.
Did we find the 2 mana give +5/+5?
No. I saw a Great Axe though that gives +5/+0 for equip cost of 5.
I found it. Phyto Burst.
Phyto Burst?
PHY.
Thank you. Phyto Burst is playable.
Yeah.
How about Llanowar Augur? Hear me out. It's weird, but for green, it's a 0/3 elf shaman that you could sacrifice.
I know what it does. Yes, it could be fine.
Yeah, because there are things that care about devotion, number of bodies, elves.
It's sacrifice at the beginning of the upkeep, I believe.
Play this only during your upkeep.
That's the only reason why I'd say no, because it's a slow buff.
A slow buff.
Slow buff.
A slow buff. Wait, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that just give power. So this is going to be the boring part. I'm sorry, guys, but we want to make sure that Tifa gets a fair shake here. Okay, it's one of those things you gotta do. Do we want buffs that with like permanence? Are there any things that you might want to incorporate that give +1/+1 counters instead? Titanic Growth. I'll put that in for now.
That I can think of. Let's look at creature.
Wild Might is conditional, but +5/+5. Its floor is pretty bad. I'll put it in for now, and then I'll look at those conditions to see if it makes sense or not. I forget how Wild Might works. Unless it's in front of me, obviously. Point it out. I kind of like Martyr of Spores. You have to reveal green cards from your hand, but they get +X/+X based off the number revealed.
You know what we should definitely be running in the deck and we didn't even bring up yet? We should probably run Selvala.
As like a... Okay, so Ram through, and then Selvala, Heart of the Wild Selvala?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make a casual 40 mana.
Right. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, because if we can probably tutor out Savala, play any do blah draw blah 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 equal to power, and then kind of storm off from there.
Mm-hmm. Pippin's Bravery. Mm-hmm. Blanchwood Armor. +1/+1 for each forest you control. 3 CMC aura. Blanchwood Armor.
There's an instant that does it for 1 green, but the fact that it's an aura is pretty nice.
Yeah, so Primal Bellow. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each forest you control. It's almost like the same concept. I might put Primal Bellow in for now. It's important to know that, we might not have that. It might be like +2/+2 for a minute, unless we're cracking fetches left and right. But I don't see it as a bad effect. So yeah.
You may like Bristly Bill. Landfall put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
I might like it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. No, do you want to add it?
Yeah, it's good enough. Like, it's theoretically +2/+2, and it's a permanent buff like you wanted.
We got Bristly Bill already done. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
We did just put him in. Has Shuko's price dropped yet?
No idea.
It must have. That was, the Nadu's not a thing, obviously. Right? I would really hope.
Yeah, it probably went down.
Yeah, for anyone that just casually wants to
Nadu
play
is
Shuko.
still thinking a couple formats, though, I think, so.
I'd say Stoneforge Masterwork, but we don't have that many monks in the deck. For each nickback counter on this? I don't know. What?
For each what counter?
Nickelback counter. Knick-knack counter.
Okay.
Sorry, did I just say slur? I didn't mean to. Vines of Vastwood, did we add that yet?
I don't think so.
Vines of Vastwood's gas.
Do we want to add in cares about power effects now?
You, sir, please chime off all of the cares about power effects that you specifically care about.
All right. Return of the Wild Speaker.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Rishkar's X.
Yeah. Well, does that require killing her?
No. That's just play. Greater Good is a no, just because it's 4 mana and requires to kill her. I will say yes to Life's Legacy, because Life's Legacy is just 2 mana. It's too good to not run. Garruk Primal Hunter is another one. Soul's Majesty is.
How do you spell Garruk again?
Let me double check. Garruk. Garruk.
Garruk Primal Hunter.
Garruk.
Oh my god.
Garruk is on fire. We don't need no water, let the mother burn.
You want Soul's Majesty?
Yeah, Soul's Majesty, Season of Gathering. And we got a new one. One quick second.
Hit me.
The new one is called... Wait, where is the new one?
Any other auto-equip things we should be using? Did we do Primal...
Is power? Something? Is that the thing for this?
Is power? I don't know. That's a good question.
Is power? Lifestream's Blessing.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. Lifestream's Blessing?
Yeah, it's new. It's Final Fantasy.
Bristly Bill is over $40.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Because he goes in so many decks. He goes in +1/+1 counter decks. He goes in Landfall decks. He goes in Mana Sink decks. He goes in everything.
I don't see Lifestream Blessing.
Lifestream's Blessing. But I don't know if it's going to be on...
is this from Final Fantasy?
Yes, it's from the Commander decks. If Tapped Out doesn't have it yet, just put in another Rishkar's Expertise. It's more or less going to be the same thing for playtesting.
Sure. Just remind me, if it comes down to it, remind me What is actually? Let me put just a card that's in a different color so we don't get confused if we pull it. Or just a random green card. Give me your favorite green card that's niche playable.
Uh, what is it called? Zodiac Rabbit. There we go.
Okay, Zodiac Rabbit. Follow the White Rabbit. This is
We
going
know
to be
we are
our.
gonna know exactly what that card is.
Oh, Court of Garenbrig. Do we care about any of the monarchy things?
Probably not. I don't think the game's gonna go long enough for them to be relevant.
Damn, someone's confident.
I mean,
Conqueror's
look, here's the thing.
Flail.
We're either getting crushed or we are crushing. There is no middle ground.
Do you think we should
Do we want to put in some stacks effects just to slow down the game a little bit?
Wow, he just talked about going fast. Now he's talking about going
Yeah.
slow. What's going on?
It's
What's going on
we
here?
gotta survive the turns to kill the other people. So
Yeah, lightning greaves.
uh,
Just lightning greaves.
maybe
Actually,
Swift
not
over
lightning greaves. Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
can't target.
Do you want anything that ramps us?
I mean, that is kind of the point of the deck.
Growth cycle gets additional +2/+2 for each card named growth cycle. Never gonna happen.
Let's look at the 2 mana.
I like all.
Land
I kind of like all or nothing decks too. Fangs of Colonia for 1 and a green grocery list. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of counters on each creature that had a counter put on it this way. Overlord. I don't know if we need Fangs of Colonia.
Nah, we should be fine.
Yeah, we're done with this list. By the way, I think we got up to every card that we've added. That's valid.
Really quick. So for your ramp things, we have a rampant growth. I think Harrow is probably fine because it's technically it gets 2 lands and it's technically 1 mana.
I love Harrow.
Crop rotation is just free landfall trigger, maybe up mana, depending on what we find.
Well, you just crop rotation to a fetch land triple.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah.
Well, pending land per turn, but sure.
Yeah. Lotus Cobra is probably good for the deck as well, just because.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I might even want to just look at some other landfall things in green. Give me 1 second while you're.
Also, Rabinob Excavator and Crucible of Worlds are going to be pretty good.
Crucible of Worlds, Rumming Up. Is there another play additional lands thing that's easy to find? Like, is there one attached to a body at this point?
Azusa. Lost but Seeking. VOG.
It's true. She is 3 CMC. Is that okay with you?
She's 3 CMC, but 2 lands. She should be fine.
Okay.
If there was a 2 CMC one, I would happily. Well, technically, there's several 1 CMC ones, but they're only play from hand. It's all of the tap, put a land from your hand into play effects. Like, I'm fine. I do kind of like running the 1-drop ones over Azusa.
Yeah. I feel like Azusa is a little slow. Am I wrong?
Well, Azusa's either slow or overkill.
Right.
That's kind of the
maybe like
the
one
issue.
more in that sense, yeah. What about Retreat to Kazundu? Whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature.
3 mana, a little bit overkill.
Yeah, it is a little costly.
You didn't even say the mana value of the card.
I
just
know
that card.
I didn't lead with the mana value because of that. All right, we've got a couple of suggestions here. Eudora plus Storm Cauldron plus any X cost creature, infinite mana landfall. Storm Cauldron.
Hold up, somebody. Mono green gives loot. Oh yeah, there's the mono green loot. Martin. I don't like loot as a concept for Magic the Gathering. I like that loot as a card. It's the 3 mana loot that says you can play an additional land each turn. And you can pay like 6 mana and tap him to look at the top 6 and just get a permanent into play from top 6.
Yeah,
he's cool. Oh yeah, Storm Cauldron's like a weird, potentially good one. Yeah, you play an additional land every turn. You bounce your lands. Yeah, I like that. It's
Um,
weird but cool.
it's 5 mana.
Also,
It is 5 mana, mind you, but yeah.
Patrick, I have two cards to name for you, and I want to see if you can complete the names of these cards. Sakura Tribe.
Elder?
No, Scout. All right, other one. Sky Shroud.
Okay. Well, I know what it's not.
Yeah, it's a Ranger. Sky Shroud Ranger.
Okay.
Those are the one cost that you can tap to put a land from your hand into play.
Yeah, I like these two. That makes sense. Will,
So I
it's
love
like,
that they're like such notable key cards,
yeah.
but the names are slightly off.
Yeah. Scout Ranger. Yeah, Marn, you were close. I was like, it's not that. Mono green loot gives additional land. I like mono green loot. I think it makes
I like
sense.
mono green flute over Azusa because it's draw in addition to
Is
land
there
ramp.
is this Cloudstone Curio doesn't work with lands, right? You would
Yes,
have
it
to.
does. It works. It works.
Really?
Correct. Yeah, it's only artifacts. Artifacts are the only bottleneck.
Do you want to do Cloudstone shenanigans?
Is there a creature that just bounces lands for you?
Potentially. I mean, aren't there like what are they called? Kavus that do that?
Moonfolk. I think you're potentially thinking of the Moonfolk.
Well, let me add Cloudstone Curio because I like the card and I'm always looking for excuses. But I don't know that it makes the cut necessarily. I'm looking at this cauldron. Each player may play an additional land each turn. I don't know. It's just kind of costly. I want to hold off on any combos. I'm really hot on just butchering people if I can. I kind of want to just focus on that first, but I do agree. Like a backup plan, Chris, is a good idea. All right, where are we? You don't like my Kavu idea?
I'm busy tunnel visioning into return lands to hand effects.
Return the slab or suffer the consequences.
Somebody did a funny VR chat version of that where it's return the slab and then run me my slab. You gotta run me my slab. I gave you 3 plagues. I can make it a whole lot worse. Run me my slab.
Send this to me after.
Yeah, it's very funny.
There's got to be a bounce effect. There's got to be a Storm Drake in green for lands. Wait, aren't there just lands that we can put into our hand? Hold up. What are the ones that bounce?
Yeah, there are a few self bouncers. So
Return
the
hand.
unfortunate thing is the
What
green
will?
one is bounce a forest, and it itself is not a forest, but
I was gonna organize these by mana value. That's how you know I'm cooked.
you've gotten too focused in on using filters. Yeah,
Return target ally you control to your hand. No, don't want that.
I
Query and Ranger. Oh my god.
there we go. Guildless Commons enters the field tapped. This land when this land enters, return a land you control through its owner's hand. It taps for 2 colorless.
Guildless Commons.
Yeah, Guildless Commons. The other one is Jungle Basin, but it's return an untapped forest, so that doesn't work. The
Jungle
Guildless Commons, you
Basin,
can just go bub.
What about Ghost Town?
You can only do it on your opponent's turns.
Yeah, you get it back later.
Yeah, we could. We honestly could.
Yeah, just need a land drop. That's all. Later.
Well, I mean, it's like if we have multiple land drops and we can't do the thing, we just go okay. Pick it up.
Also, I put return hand, but are there good return battlefield ones, like from grave to battlefield?
There's a 2-cost thing that does that. There's the 3-cost thing from the detective set. Can't remember the name of the set for the life of me for some reason.
What about sacrifice petrified field, return target land card from your graveyard to your hand?
More of a Gitrog thing. We theoretically could do it though.
I don't hate it. Also, we have like Undiscovered Paradise. Add 1 mana of any color to your pool at the beginning of your next untap phase. Return Undiscovered Paradise to its owner's hand. This isn't horrible.
Yeah.
I know it's weird to cheat ourselves out of mana, but
Yeah, we're gonna probably want to run a higher land count for the fact that we're running lands that technically aren't lands.
yeah. Undiscovered Paradise, I want to fool with.
Yeah,
Trying to
I
think
do
of.
like that.
Me too, me too. I think Petrified Field is actually quite good too. Like, just reclaiming a fetch land is really nice. And then if we have
Yeah,
a way to play another land that turn, like,
which we should. We theoretically should.
which we should, exactly. We should be able to do Petrified Field. Colony Heart Expedition. Is this the one that enters and gives a +1/+1 or something, or a +1/+1
Colony
counter?
Heart Expedition, I think, is the one that's landfall. Put a charge counter on it, sacrifice it with 3 charge counters on it to find 3 lands and to play tapped.
Yay or nay?
Is it 2 or 3 lands?
It's 2 CMC, remove 3 counters for up to 2 basics. I don't know if that's doing enough.
I mean, it's like 2 mana. It's a 2 mana Harrow. The lands come to play tap though, but like it is 2 mana do the thing.
Hello.
It's weird that I'm saying a ramp card is good late game.
Yeah. Put hand? Talon Gates of Madara. Yeah, Talon Gates works. You're absolutely right. We do need to be mindful.
Combat trick for multiple reasons.
Yeah, no, it's really good. We're gonna put Talon
Yeah,
Gates.
I want to point out Talon Gates of Madara. You attack with Tifa, somebody blocks, and they're like, haha, I'm alive. Then you go flash in Talon Gates of Madara, phase out the blocker, so Trample will just pierce right through and double Tifa's power, dead.
Sorry. Maelstrom Spirit Dragon, Horizon of Progress. Horizon. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Horizon of Progress? Tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any type of that land you control could produce. You could sacrifice it to draw a card. This is a good card. Horizon of Progress?
Yeah, there's that, and then there's the other land that lets you put a land from hand into play.
Yeah, I love this shit. 100%. It's kind of a combat trick too, technically. Like you can, like if for whatever reason you have this off turn, you can like buff Tifa.
The other one is Terrain Generator. Pay 2 and tap it. Put a basic from your hand into play tapped.
Yeah, a little bit more limited in scope, but I feel like we should have more basics than not. Terrain Generator doesn't tap for color though, right? Yeah, there's no
taps for colorless.
Still fine. Walking Atlas.
Oh, Walking Atlas is 2 mana. Theoretically, it's fine, but
you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. What are the 1 mana ones? Just the ones I'd put forest into play?
No. The 1 mana ones are the ones we already have.
Yeah, but they only put forest.
No, they don't.
They don't?
The scout? No. The scout and everything just puts lands.
Okay.
Am I crazy? Like, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they just do lands.
I read that as Arboreal Glazer, Chris. But Grazer, when this creature enters, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. I mean...
It's exploration just for the turn that you play it. It's not bad.
No, I like the Glazer.
Indeed.
Just glazing up Tifa. Yeah, let's use that. Let's use that shit, little guy.
Oh, did we put Life from the Loam in here?
No.
Yeah, we probably should use Life from the Loam.
It's okay, I guess.
May or may not have forgotten that was a card until I looked at the reprinted version from Tarkir Dragonstorm, and I'm like,
right,
what is this freaking card?
Are
and
there?
Like, oh yeah.
What are the other recursion effects we want to use? So Noxious Revival.
Quick question for our fetch lands: do we want to run the untapped fetches and the crappy fetches from what is it called? The demon and angel city thing?
Well, I know. Do you mean things like Myriad Landscape for starters?
No. So we got a whole cycle of tri fetches that find only basics, but the land says ETB, sacrifice this, gain a life, and get a land of one of 3 land types. Basic land from one of these 3 land types from your deck into play tapped. So they enter. It doesn't matter if they enter tapped or not. They just immediately sack and get you another land. So they're basically fetches, but they find the land into play tapped for
What
our purposes.
what is the so I'm looking at Bant Panorama. Is this what you're referring to?
No, give me a second.
Well, I mean, Bant Panorama works too, though, because it's generic. Taps are generic, and then for generic and a tap, you can sacrifice it, search your library for a forest, plains, or island, put it into play
But
tapped.
it enters play tapped. Is
No,
the
no, Bant Panorama doesn't. You like the other one?
Oh yeah, no. Panorama's the pay one. What I'm talking about is Broco's Hideaway, Cabaretti Courtyard, uh, Maestro's Theater, Obscura Storefront, and Riveteer's Outlook. Stuff like
Oh
those.
yeah, Martin, you got one of them. Riveteers something. Wait, do you
Yeah.
want these in the deck?
So for the fact that they're lands that just immediately crack and get us a land into play, even if the land enters play tapped, it is enough to trigger Tifa twice, and it's another set of fetches because we can only run 5 fetches on base because we run fine green, white, green, blue, green, black, green, red, and then prismatic vista, and then for the Riveteer's outlooks and everything like that, and then we might be able to run like Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, and then what's the one that can sometimes enter play untapped? Fabled Passage.
Right, Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage, Prismatic Vista should just be in here.
At this point, we may not want Terramorphic Expanse because
no,
not Terramorphic Expanse, Terrain Generator. We may not want Terrain Generator. 100%. Running a lot.
We are going to look at our lands pretty heavily in a second, but Will, let's just put all of the fetch lands in Cabretti Courtyard.
So the ones that we can use to find forest are Broco's Hideaway, Cabaretti Courtyard. That one doesn't find forest. That one doesn't find forest, and then Riveteer's Outlook. So it's Broco's Hideaway, Cabaretti Courtyard, and Riveteer's Overlook. Overlook, not Outlook.
What's their outlook on life? What is the Riveteer's outlook on life? Flooded Strands, good. Sacrifice Ghost Quarter, destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land. What if we sacrifice Ghost Quarter and destroy one of our own lands?
We could, but then we're going down 2 lands to go up a land.
You don't like that?
Play Evolving Wilds.
Okay. Do you don't want the panoramas?
We could. I just don't like having to pay mana to do them.
Right. Maestro's doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah, Maestro's doesn't work, and Obscura doesn't work. They're Esper and what is that? Sultai?
Mm-hmm.
No, Grixis. It's Grixis and Esper.
Promising Vein.
What did that do?
It's a cave. Taps for generic. You can pay a generic and sacrifice the vein. Search your library for a basic land, put onto the battlefield tapped. It's
still pay and sack. I don't want to pay to sack. I just want to.
You just want to sack it.
I want 0 mana berserk.
You just want to sack it. I get you.
Indeed.
Yeah, I understand.
Actually, yeah, those are better than berserk just in general.
Shire Terrace is another one. Oh, we could put Dryad Arbor in this deck.
Yeah, you just find it off of Green Sun Zenith for the sake of getting the landfall. Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of Green Sun Zenith, tutors.
Right, we're kind of we might even have like a stacked deck just as it is with just effects. We're really gonna have to narrow down things. I just want to make sure we have all the lands we're looking for.
All the lands we're looking for are forest. That's kind of the point of fetch lands, Patrick.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Bushwhack? No, never mind. Attune with Ether? Get some energy? No. Elvish Reclaimer, Will? Do you want any effects like this? You do have to pay into it. Is it
What does
worth
Elvish
paying?
Reclaimer do? I'm
Elvish
blanking on it.
Reclaimer is a 1 mana, pay 2, sacrifice a land, search your library for a land, put it onto the battlefield.
Oh yeah,
Tapped.
that's right.
Tapped.
I mean it's a reusable crop rotation, and it doesn't matter if we find the Cabaretti tapped. So,
It is tapped, though.
which is part of the reason why I wanted them, by the way, because they just enter sack and then immediately find the thing.
Oh, so you like Elvish Reclaimer is what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, it's good late game. Which again, it's freaking ramp. That should not be a sentence that I say.
Yeah, I really like late game ramp these days. I'm really into getting that ramp in the late. Yeah, I'm with you though. I agree. Open the gates. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Point the way. Nope. I'm gonna stop reading these. Let's do tutors. I'm sure I'm missing something.
We can go for like the simple, straightforward tutors. Green Sun Zenith, Invasion of Ikoria, Finale of Devastation, and then the new one, the cool Chad one.
The one
Give
that's
me a second.
3
I'm gonna.
mana. Which one?
Oh wait, I just realized how disgusting this card's gonna be in the Tifa deck. Nature's Rhythm.
Wait, what's
I
what's?
realized that in a Tifa deck, Nature's Rhythm gets any creature from our deck into play for 4 green. It's natural,
Oh,
natural state,
you can probably use natural state as
Nature's
well.
Order.
Natural state.
What,
I don't know whether we
what is
need
it
that.
called?
I'll put
No,
it
it's
on.
what is it called? The 4 mana tutor.
No, natural state. Are you talking about the new green one? What's one
No,
that's
no,
triple green?
the one that's Jolly Green Giant having a fun time. What is it called?
Nature's claim.
No,
No,
no.
no. Oh
Is it
my
Natural
god,
Order?
no. Natural order. Natural order. Natural order.
Yes, got it. Okay, yeah, it's a Natural
Yeah,
Order.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Nature's Rhythm is pretty sweet though.
Wait, is that but what's the triple green one that came out?
Oh, Arch Druid's Charm.
Do we need that?
It tutors a land if we want.
I want.
What is like the big bomb creature that we tutor for if we could tutor for a big bomb creature?
Ashaya, does that mean they're lands when they enter the battlefield?
Yeah, Ashaya makes creature ETB into landfall.
Right? Is that bad? Sounds good.
It's not bad, but
Be-
what is I feel like Void Winnower is just better than that because that just gets rid of blockers and makes people miserable.
I see Perennial Behemoth. You may play lands from your graveyard. Unearth for 2 green. Turn this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Gains haste. Perennial Behemoth. Worse Ramen Up Excavator for sure. But I don't know how we're going to slap that on the field easily. But Beanstalk Giant. I don't know. That's something else.
It's a rampant growth that can turn into a body later. Cultivator Colossus is like a weird, big, dumb thing that we could run, but
Are you what you just want something to natural order?
I'm trying to find something that's like a good
What would
cheap
help
in
us
target.
conclude? Yeah, what helps us conclude the game?
Yeah.
I'm with you. You
I'm
want to
currently looking at
use
things that cost 7 or more from EDH Rec.
right. I'm gonna do an even broader search right here on the Scryfall. We're gonna go mana value descending. You might be right on name descending. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
Earthquake Dragon? No. Emrakul Eon's Torn? No. Flightsteel? No. Hierophant Biomutant? Bio Titan? No. This is tough. I don't know if there's necessarily a closer. What we would want is something that is high value that affects the game in a meaningful
Like
way.
Sylvala is our closer right now, but I want something that's like draw. There is actually there's one. There is one. Give me a second. I actually should be able to find this relatively quickly. Nah,
Citizens.
nah. What?
Kozlek, the broken reality. Nullstone Gargoyle.
It is Grothama All Devourer. All creatures have, when this creature attacks, you may have it fight Grothama. When Grothama leaves the battlefield, each player draws equal to the amount of damage dealt to Grothama by a source that player controls. It's a draw equal to power effect on the creature. It will
Oh.
kill our Tifa, but we will draw our deck.
Well, we need to be mindful, I guess, about how much we both buff her. Excuse me. Azuri's Predation. Azuri's Predation. I'll look that up. What's the cost of Grothama?
3 green green for a 10/8. And it
Oh, that's
does
right.
say your creature fights it, so it will kill Tifa.
I mean, that's fine, I think. Tifa needs to kill it, though, right?
Yeah, but it's 8. Tifa's annihilating the other crap out of that.
Does she have to die, though? If she's buff enough, wouldn't she
I mean,
not
she
die?
could potentially survive 10 damage, but
Yeah, that's not difficult. I don't think that's difficult.
we also have some protection buffs that give indestructible, I think. I don't know how many. Let me...
Blossoming Defense is not indestructible, right? Craterhoof Behemoth will?
Uh,
We want something that says deal damage to each opponent based off of the strength of that thing. That's what we want. Technically. How about we just put Gigantomancer in the deck, Will?
we could.
We cheat out Gigantomancer, pay
I
1.
think Sylvala and Grothama are two best
Still.
targets to tutor for, but
I don't...
Gigantomancer does the buff work for us because every fetch land is a kill then.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe. Honestly, maybe.
It's honestly not bad. It's weird to consider. Hey, Wolfsbane. Hit me. Are you going to ask me if we added Gigantomancer in yet? The one printing. I remember pulling this. I don't think I have it still,
we
but
could add Tyvar's stand if we want. It's
we did
X and
already.
green.
We did already.
Oh, we did Tyvar's stand. Okay,
Oh
so that's
yeah,
another
yeah.
indestructible.
Enters if mana was spented. Nope.
We already have Overprotect as another indestructible thing.
Correctamundo.
I don't think we did Guy's Gift, and we probably don't want Guy's Gift. So give a +1/+1 counter, reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible for 2 mana.
Probably not. Not if you don't feel excited about it.
Yeah, +1/+1 is the thing I don't like about it.
Man, dude. Yeah, the green top end is just not exciting me.
What's the green creature top end is just not exciting.
What about Chancellor of the Tangle? You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, during your first main phase, add a green. I'm dead.
Yeah,
I'm kind.
Tifa!
I'm kind of serious. I'm kind of serious. I'm kind of serious.
Yeah.
Because like
maybe it's Simian Spirit Guide. Oh, also Elvish Spirit Guide. I don't know if we're running.
Yeah,
Elvish
no, we'll do Elvish Spirit Guide and we'll do Lotus Petal.
If you want to try Channeler of the Tangle, we can. I don't think we need to be super fast though in like a get Tifa down turn 1 every single game. But if you want it, we could do it, and I think it's probably fine.
Yeah, did I add Chrome Mox already? I had Chrome Mox.
It is basically the same as having an Elvish Spirit Guide in the opener, so yeah.
It is
I will let you do fast mana. I need to use the bathroom again.
You're so good.
Water passed and then food passed.
You're good. Sorry I'm late, but I had to make an appearance for the goddess of the episode. Yeah, no, that's fair. I understand. She's upset you're late, though. But it's okay. We forgive. We forgive her. Right now we're just looking at bombs, things that we could potentially do with some of our tutors. And frankly, Will's correct in that Grothama and Savala are probably like a real top end. I'm suggesting Chancellor of the Tangle, half as a gimmick, but half realistically because it's not bad. I feel like we don't need much ramp by way of rock, except for the things that can get us there immediately post haste. We could also use something like a Jeweled Amulet in this situation really well, because Jeweled Amulet will let us piggy bank that first land, and then we can play Tifa and have that landfall trigger. Bearing in mind, it ain't going to do much if she's just standing there, so we would need haste enabling, but I'll put Jeweled Amulet in for now. We should probably put Dorks in as well, but we need to incorporate Dorks and interaction, depending on how much interaction we care about. But do you really need to think about interaction if the opponent's dead? That's the real question. I like this Tifa, but I like the other Tifa more. That's interesting. I like this Tifa more. I wasn't as excited about the multiple combat Tifa. Being in multiple colors obviously is helpful, but like this feels more explosive. And also I have uh, I don't know. I get some twisted pleasure out of brewing monocolored decks. It's just a more enjoyable way to brew for me within limitations. Whereas, like, we're struggling now to find our last cards. To be honest, like in a multicolored deck, there's a lot of staples to just insert that there's barely much room for any sort of creative deck building. This list is good for it, though. I think we don't really need anything else. I think I'm done looking at the top end of green at
I
this
mean,
point.
if you want one last piece of top end, Old Gnawbone maybe as like another Sylvala.
Old Nah.
Creature dealing combat damage makes you that many treasures.
Yeah. Yeah, we could try Old Gnawbone. I wouldn't mind slotting it in the list at least. All right, well, Dorks. Is there I just want to copy paste Dorks. I don't want to.
I don't think we want Dorks because we have so much land ramp.
Yeah, but we do want creatures to sacrifice to like Eldritch Evolution and stuff.
Are we running Eldritch Evolution?
It gets Savala. Like one dork gets Savala.
Yeah, but we have all the other tutors already. I feel like we don't need Sylvala, but then Sylvala's just kind of nice. Most of the time, we're just punching people to death.
I mean, we're not really going to get the draw off Savala, and frankly, everyone else will. So I don't know that I like Savala that much to begin with. It's obviously good for when you're tapping her. I'm sorry, we need haste enabling. Let me just put the boots.
Yeah.
Not Greaves.
Greaves may still be fine, but Swiftfoot Boots is probably better. Lava Spur Boots is the other one.
Here's why you need creatures, Will, so we can move the Lightning Greaves off Tifa.
Yeah, that is the risk.
We just need another body to put the boots on, okay? And the what are they called? I never remember. It's boots of what? It's the
Are you talking about Lava Spur Boots?
No.
Or
Swiftfoot Boots. Jeez Louise. I put these in so many damn decks and I don't remember. Do we want Lava Spur Boots?
Sure. It's Ward 1 is good enough on like turn 1, 2, and 3. They're also just 1 to equip. They're 1 mana and give haste for 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's.
Do they also give stats? I can't remember if they give like 1 attack or something.
Wait. Let me get this straight, Will. You want no dorks.
I don't think we need dorks.
What ramp?
Because we have so much land ramp. Dorks may be correct in the end. Oh yeah, Lava Spurred Boots give +1/+0 in haste. Crap.
Oh. Broken. Best card in the deck.
I don't think we need dorks. I think that dorks could maybe be good, but I think we have enough land ramp and enough get Tifa out turn 1 that dorks cannot really be played on tempo.
Do we really? All right.
Because like Sylvala, the whole thing with the Sylvala as a deck is that you turn 1 dork, turn 2 Sylvala. But with Tifa, it's turn 1 Tifa, into turn 2 kill a guy, and then turn 3 maybe kill another guy.
Whoa, hold your horses, Victoria. What do you mean no wheel peni in this deck? Did you want one? Which one are you talking about? Which whale penis are you talking about? Azusa, by the way, is also Eldritch Evolutionable. And Bristly Bill.
Like Azusa, we prefer loot.
Oh my god. or Lewd, or Elvish Spirit Guide if you just want to play it. Lotus Cobra we can hit. Quirion Ranger I put in the deck because it bounces a forest will. Give me a reason to tap a creature, please, for the love of God.
We can untap Tifa for the
Blocker.
what is it? Harmonize.
You said no dorks.
I don't think we need dorks, but if people want to run dorks, you can run dorks.
Wow, Will is just really against dorks these days. I'm so sorry.
I'm against dorks for this deck because we don't have. This is not a tempo deck. We're not trying to grind into value. We are trying to kill people by punching them very hard or getting big numbers and drawing big cards.
Will, what is the Skyshroud Ranger's sorcery speed?
Yeah, but that does not really matter for our deck because we play lands at sorcery speed anyways. So.
All right, let's put some interaction in this deck, but also Zodiac Rabbit is live stream what? Lifestream Blessing.
Lifestream's Blessing.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, Lifestream's Blessing is a new card from Final Fantasy. It's 6 mana, instant, draw X cards, where X is the greatest power among creatures you controlled as this spell is cast. If this spell was cast from exile, gain twice X life, and has a foretell for 4 and a green.
Damn. Low foretell cost. I'm surprised everyone's not using it yet. It's not out yet, I know. All right, I put natural state. Is that all we need? Just natural state?
Natural state, nature's claim.
What are the fight removal spells? Just give them to me. Is there anything that
I don't know the fight removal spells?
No, I know, and some of them aren't even worded that way. Some of them just say, "Oh, the ones we want are creature deals damage." We don't want the fight ones.
There's some new removal spells that recently came out that people liked. I can't remember what all of them are.
Is there a 5 mana instant with foretell? Sorry, Wolfsbane. We might have added that already.
Broken Bond is a maybe. It's 1 and a green for a sorcery, destroy an artifact or enchantment, and you may put a land from your hand into the battlefield. So it's slow naturalize that can also ramp and trigger Tifa.
I don't hate it. I don't dislike it, Will. How do you feel about the One Ring?
Maybe. A little bit of draw might be helpful. If we don't kill people fast enough, the One Ring can be good.
I think a lot of bit of draw is helpful, but a little bit is good too. Okay. Any removal you guys want to incorporate in this deck, let us know. We've put the protection spells, the Summer Veil, Autumn Veil, Legolas's Quick Reflexes. That's really it so far. I didn't add anything else. What's that 3 mana module land that gives +2/+2 in fight? 3 mana modal land.
Oh yeah, I know what that's being talked about. I don't think we care about that, but we might from that. I don't know. It's eh.
Well, I might look at the modal lands anyways. So
yeah,
mana value.
Disciple of Freyalise. Disciple of Freyalise is the thing we search for instead of the frickin' worm.
I mean, we could run both.
I mean, yeah, but Disciple of Freyalise is our high end. That's the thing that we tutor for to draw our deck and win the game.
Okay.
I completely forgot Disciple of Freyalise as a card.
No, 100% though. Yeah, it's based off power. It's everything you want. Is there anything else like this?
Sadly, no. Disciple of Freyalise is like the big, awesome new one.
How about Bala Ged Recovery?
I mean, maybe. Worst case scenario, it's a tap land to double Tifa's power. Best case scenario, returns like a fetch land and quadruples Tifa's power.
This is a welcome to Jurassic Park.
I have no idea what that does.
Don't worry about it. What is the 3-mana modal spell that gives +2/+2 fight? I only see Colony Ambush that gives fight. Pick your poison. It's always good.
It's the thing with like the gorilla guy going like this. It's the modal card. It's a sorcery. It's tuned green. I don't know the name of the
Do the
card. I
thing
just know
again?
the.
Oh, bridgework battle. Someone said it.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. You put the card the moment finished typing.
You know,
That's
I
how it
just want
goes.
to point out that it was really me doing this that inspired Patrick to remember what the card is.
also, Chris mentioned it. I just got
I
that.
I know, but I really think this is what helped in that situation.
Oh, thank you, Wolf. Thank you guys for helping us with this brew, but we're not there yet. There's kind of a lot to change, so let's go ahead and take a gand. Why don't we? At the
How many
18
things
cards we
do we
need to
need
cut.
to cut?
Well, let's look at the lands first. Don't get your knickers in a knot because there's 41 lands in this deck. Whoa.
Yeah, 41's a little bit overkill. I think we can whittle it down by like 5. Maybe more, but I'll say 5 from now.
You want Guildless Commons in the deck still?
Which is Guildless Commons.
Enters tapped, taps for 2, enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand.
Oh yeah, that's the one that we can
Loop.
we can have it bounce itself over and over and over again. As long as we can play lands, we can trigger Tifa. So that one is between like Ghost Quarter and the other one. I think that might be the best of the 3, but it is there for the sake of we always have land plays.
How about 3 Tree City?
We do not want 3 Tree City. 3 Tree City gets cut.
Yavimaya Cradle of Growth doesn't really help us.
Correct.
Yavimaya Hollow, regenerate target creature. I actually don't hate that. I will take out Wirewood Lodge. This is a land base from a different deck, so please ignore some of these options. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx we don't need here. Shifting.
We totally forgot that we probably should run in the deck. Legolas's quick reflexes.
No, I added it.
Okay, good.
Is 35 lands good?
35? Yeah, 35 should be fine.
Not including MDFCs.
Yeah.
I lied. I'm going to take out Mutavault. We're down to 34.
Okay.
But
with MDFCs, we can go like a little bit lower, I think.
8 basic forest is enough.
That number should probably be higher.
It feels low, right?
I think this is one of those decks where we probably don't need Gaia's Cradle.
Well, Tifa enjoyers. I was feeling the same way. I'm like, we don't need the Cradle. Let's do at least 10 forest. Go back up to 35 lands.
Because the thing is, it's like we're trying to get like how many lands off of this? We're trying to get like 5 or 6 lands. So if we draw forest, we could theoretically brick on fetches, which is what's going to kill us in the end.
That would kill us in the end.
In the end, doesn't even matter. Fall, lose it all. In the end, doesn't even matter.
I put Jeweled Amulet in the deck. Well, do you hate me for it?
Don't think we need it.
I'm not thinking we need it either. I was like, well, it saves us that land drop, but it's not like we get anything from the land drop unless we have some sort of haste enabling.
Also, I'd like to petition to the group at some point. I feel like with all the Chocobo bird synergy stuff we've gotten, we need to have a card that's it's a creature that taps that costs 2 mana and it taps to make 1 mana or a mana equal to the number of birds you control of any combination of colors, and the card is called Chicken Tender.
Yeah. Ooh, I would like that.
I want that. I want that for the meme of just Chicken Tender.
There's a Minecraft tie-in. There's something here.
No, it's not Minecraft. It's a dumb idea for an uncard I had for the longest time. I'm like, we have Bloom Tender, now we need Chicken Tender.
Shit,
Summer Blossom. Haywire Might?
You may play up to 3 additional lands this turn. Summer Bloom off a Crucible. Do I want Haywood Might? Is that what you just said? Haywire Might!
The Exile Boyo.
Yes, I do. Damn it. Stop adding cards. Wait, Haywire Might. Do you want the other one? that people don't care about anymore? Caustic Caterpillar?
We don't need Caterpillar. Haywire Mite's better because it hits the One Ring.
It's so damn good. It's so damn good.
I
Okay.
think we can probably cut Cloudstone Curio
Ooh, that
because
hurts. Well,
we have the guild land that is basically Cloudstone Curio.
that still hurts me.
But
But
like we crop it, we can search for the land way easier than we can search for Cloudstone Curio
but
as
what if we
well.
just look into it? Just kidding.
I mean, yeah, but then
I
it's
know.
still like it's still sad.
Okay, well, so the One Ring, Crucible of Worlds, Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, Sword of the Animus, Adventuring Gear, Skyclave Pickaxe, Commander's Plate, Lava Spur Boots.
Sword of the Animist is probably the weak link here, and maybe Adventurer Gear.
Yeah, Adventurer Gear only because Skyclave Pick exists, but I will say Adventurer Gear is still good because
Yeah, it's 2 mana, give +4/+4. Good enough.
I think it's still good enough. And also, like, you're only cheating that equip cost once. Like, if for whatever reason Tifa dies, like, it's kind of a higher ask. Um,
Yeah.
is Rug of Smothering worth running to help with life totals?
No, only because people are either dead or alive. There's not really like a low life total zone in this deck.
I'm gonna put Sylvan Library, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna put Carpet of Flowers.
Carpet is a meh, in my opinion.
Carpet is a meh, maybe for me.
It's like a thing that I could definitely get behind, but also we have so much ramp in the deck.
Sword of the Animus tends to not be good in green. Yeah, my only interest in it was that it puts lands on the field for Tifa, but I don't
It
disagree.
buffs Tifa and it gets land on attack.
All right, well, we need to cut 13 more cards here. 13 more cards, sir. And I think the artifacts are going to stay for now. Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, Mox Diamond. Those seem
Yeah.
good to me. Sword of the Animus we can cut. That's fine. We can cut that for now. Let's go over to sorceries real quick. We've got Season of Gathering, excuse me. We have Rishkar's Expertise, Soul's Majesty, Natural Order. Natural Order is a tall order. Do we
Yeah, I
need
think
Natural Order?
Natural Order and Eldritch Evolution are probably both cuttable, in my opinion,
I
because one, having a body to sacrifice kind of hurts in this deck a good amount of the time, and two, we make so much mana that the other tutors are just good enough most of the time.
mind you, we should look at our creatures first. Then let's look at our creatures first. Old Gnawbone.
We can cut Old Gnawbone. Old Gnawbone's kind of greedy at this point now that we have the Disciple. Also the
Chancellor of the Tangle. Will
uh, Chancellor of the Tangle.
green mana in the hand is worth one in the bush.
Are we not running Elvish? No, we are. Yeah, we're running Elvish Spear Guide. Your call. I'm fine with Chancellor of the Tangle.
Just being in the deck.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think it's fine too. Again, Zodiac Rabbit is Lifestream's Blessing.
Yeah.
I think if we needed to really make a cut, that it could be Chancellor of the Tangle, but I kind of like the idea of it in the deck. There's going to be that one dream game where you have this in hand and then like a Chrome Mox and you just tuck it and make the mana and cast Tifa.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Is Arboreal Grazer worth it? Because it's
Not
basically...
if we don't have Natural Order. Or Eldritch Evolution.
Yeah, I think Arboreal Grazer is probably cuttable. Azusa is also maybe cuttable just because she's very greedy. If we were going to find anything, we'd probably want to find loot anyways.
Well, but Azusa with a Crucible effect is pretty damning.
Yeah.
But is that win more? Because like, is one more additional land per turn enough? Like, if it's just a land from your hand and like a fetch land, that's
so
enough.
if it's Crucible and a fetch land, then ignore buff spells. So Tifa's at 1, goes to 2 off of no landfalls. She's at 1. First land, she's at 2. Then she's at 4. Then she's at 8. Then she's at 16. Then she's at 32. Then she's at 64. So Azusa is technically necessary if we wanted to just kill off of fetch lands and grave. But if we have any buff, then he gets there without needing to use Azusa, and our deck has several kinds of buffs. Do we have a creature? Oh yeah, Bristly Bill. Bristly Bill is our creature that buffs Tifa.
Do we need Quirion Ranger?
We don't need Quirion Ranger.
Please tell me we put the Traveling Chocobo in. I don't know what it does. Give me 1 second. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. Is this the only card that no, there's multiple cards that let us play lands off the top of our library.
Yeah.
If a land or bird you control entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. If a land or bird you control,
so it doubles Tifa's.
I know that's pretty.
triggers,
That's pretty
so,
good.
Yeah, Traveling Chocobo should probably be in here.
Oh shit! This is the one. Okay, I have seen this. I saw this in a different language. I saw this in a different language initially.
Traveling Chocobo is crazy, and you want to know why? Those
Chicken...
tri-fetches that I have, or I recommended, they get 2 lands now.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
And then those lands get Tifa. So Traveling Chocobo and one of those fetches makes Tifa a kill. Yes, we're running the Chocobo.
Did you ever play Final Fantasy 7?
Only 7.
Okay.
Or actually, was it 7 or 10? Whichever one had Cloud
right.
Tifa.
Yeah. So you could do chocobo breeding, and you'll get like different colored chocobos. Yeah. This is so fucking cool. If you played Final Fantasy 7, you remember like racing chocobos and the golden saucer and like raising them. My God. It's funny because I only glazed over these. Thank you, Victoria, for bringing this up. Genuinely, obviously a good card. We play it. Is there anything that operates like this? It's got
ancient Green Warden. You may play lands from your graveyard. Lands entering the battlefield cause triggered abilities to trigger an additional time. So Ancient Green Warden is the other one, and it's a Crucible effect.
Oh.
So Ancient Green Warden, because I'm dumb and completely forgot the fact that that is going to make it so Tifa insta kills by herself.
Right. So okay. Wow. Glad we talked about that. Chocobos are the best. Yeah. Honestly, frankly, yeah, they're kind of the best. They're really fun. I remember getting the Golden Chocobo and then getting Knights of the Round Table. And damn, that game was fun. I actually really like that tower defense mini game that you play like after leaving Midgar. Yeah.
See, with Ancient Green Warden in the deck now, I'm more willing to run Nature's Order or Natural Order, and with the Chocobo also potentially Eldritch Evolution.
Yeah, but I would actually transform one of these like early Sakura but there's only 4 1 CMC things in the deck. Hell, I'd even consider the Lotus Cobra at that point. That's fine. Let's probably take out Grothama then.
Yeah, Grothama is unnecessary. I still like the 1-drop creatures that let us play lands. Quirion Ranger is removable. Azusa is probably overkill now.
It is. I feel like we're not gonna have the. This is 15 creatures technically. I don't know, dude.
Wait, when did we put in a Court of the Garenbreg?
Oh, this was a suggestion. Don't worry, we're getting there. We can take it out now. We can take it out now. Carpet of Flowers, I'm still iffy on as well. I feel like we could probably remove it.
Yeah, we could probably. I like having Carpet because now with the Chocobo we have a game plan.
Yeah, we do have a game plan.
What was that? So that's 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64. So that's Tifa off of one of the tri-fetches goes up to 64 trample with a Chocobo or Green Warden in play.
So stupid.
I love that. I love that so much.
64 trample. Garruk Primal Hunter still good? Yeah, still good.
5 mana, draw your deck.
All right, so we're going to go back to sorceries now. We've got Riskar's Expertise, Season of Gathering. Yep, yep. Soul's Majesty. Mm-hmm. Natural Order. Sounds good. I think Dryad Arbor is probably our number one contender for body to die. Like that is Dryad Arbor is maybe our best friend in this instance. I know I put Dryad Arbor. Oh.
Yeah, Dread Arbor's in here.
Where is it? Is it in our lands? Okay, yeah,
Yeah, in lands.
Wait, I gotta change. I need to change to the From the Vaults version. It's irrelevant.
Also, we can probably cut City of Traders.
Who said that? Yeah, you're right.
Me.
Yeah, but I can play it from my grave when it goes away, Will. You're probably right, though.
I can play it, then play a fetch to sacrifice it, and then replay it with a fetch if I have Azusa in play.
Drax, I don't know if this is bracket 2. I don't know that this is bracket 2. You tell me, though, after we play a round or so.
Is Summer Bloom super overkill now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I was getting
I do want to say, though, I love Summer Bloom as a card in general. It is one of my random favorite stupid things, but yeah.
Summer Bloom. How do you feel about Fido Burst being sorcery speed?
Still pretty fine, because usually we'll just pay the 2, then play fetches before right after, so it should be fine.
I kind of feel like Fido Burst is maybe one of the weaker links just being at 2. Like, Scale Up is quite good. I saw Tifa and just assumed. Apparently, people like both Tifas for competitive play. I know the Naya one got far more attention than I realized.
Yeah, it's because I totally did not realize that was multiple combat stacking if you had enough big things. So that makes sense. That Tifa makes sense after the fact.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Vivi is that's another card that we didn't even bring up as CDH potential off the top of this video. Will
Oh yeah. Vivi's disgusting.
Vivi's kind of stupid. Like I was saying in the video, it's like sort of the trifecta of all the things you want to do, and it's gonna be so good. I am for it, and I think we should probably just run a poll as to what to do next because there's so many legendaries that we want to brew.
Really quick, we should cut Titanic Growth over cutting Fido Burst.
Titanic Growth instant?
It's just 2 mana instant, give +4/+4.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's look through the rest of these then. Invigorate's fine. Return of the Wild Speaker's good. Harrow's good. Archdruid's Charm is...
It finds lands or creatures or exile something. It
lands to the battlefield? No.
Oh, also, I completely forgot it's a punch effect.
Yeah, that's good. +1/+1 counter. Overprotect Ram through Wild Might. +1/+1 that creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn unless that player pays 2. Unless that player... I'm sorry, what? Target creature gets an additional +4/+4 until end of turn unless
any player pays 2. Errata.
I don't know if that's good enough.
Yeah, Wild Might's cuttable.
Yeah.
Anybody can negate it just by paying 2. So, yeah.
Oh, did Play to Win make a VV list yet? I am brewing VV, so it would help me out to have everyone's brain lending support.
It's...
I 1000% I want to brew VV. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Though of all the legendaries that came out, I was very excited for Tifa. That's why we're doing it. I really want to build Squall. Like I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy VIII. I kind of just want to have a playable Squall. And when he was announced, he was hyper playable. So I really do want to brew that deck. Maybe next, but I'll probably leave it to a poll. I think that deck's gonna slap fucking hard.
We got a very cool Squall art.
Yeah, the graduation. Yeah, I really like this. And it's just so cool. Oh shit! I didn't even realize they printed Danitha Capetian Paragon. I fucking wish it was a better card. This like sort of promotional art for Squall. This like cutscene Squall. Looks sick as fuck. Oh, damn it. Why did it have to be this character? It's just not a good card. But yeah, Squall. The Squall. Oh, shoot. It's not here. It's not on here. Yeah, we got a really cool, another promo variant of Squall that is with Renoa. Like 100% want to play that version. Final Fantasy 8 was very last Final Fantasy I enjoyed. Ha! You didn't like 9? 9 is really good. 9 is really good. You should try it again. I was just replaying it recently. Esperterra might be borderline viable with Haste Enabler. I was saying the same thing about BTOR Ancestor's Voice. It has everything you'll want in Abzan, life gain, Pain Black, counters, recursion. Only downside of Barbara White is it's human. You can't grab it with Kinnan. Sorry, Will. I diverged there. We need to cut 3 more cards.
Let's see. 35 lands, not including modals. We might be able to cut some random lands.
Why do they keep printing out Danitha and everything? I don't really know. Because it's a shame. This is like really wasted art, to be honest with you. I don't know. Is she played? Is this something that people play?
Let's cut some of the tech lands, like the fancy
It's a shame.
kind of like we can probably cut Yavimaya Hollow, even though I do like it as well. I'm fine with Urza's Cave just because it gets us the self-bouncing lands, or it gets us one of the crappy but good fetches.
Right. This is hard, these last cuts, because all of these cards are quite good.
Inventor's Fair. Inventor's Fair can get cut.
Oh, we never added Soul Ring.
Do we need Soul Ring? Like, I agree with you, but also we're at that weird point where I'm like, how many colorless pips do we have in the deck?
Yeah, I mean,
for the bigger stuff, it's high. Yes, Soul Ring's still good.
Soul Ring, do we need Soul Ring? I mean, it's a Traveling Chocobo on turn 2 if you don't play Tifa.
Soul Ring is still probably worth it.
Let's add Soul Ring. I feel reluctant.
Let's cut the fancy, like, self-bouncing and recurring lands and then do Soul Ring. And the only self-bounce land that we'll keep is the guild thing.
Sorry, Will. Wait, we're going to reduce our land count by quite a bit here.
It should be fine. As long as we keep the same amount of basics and the same amount of fetches, I think it's fine.
Drax doesn't like Mox Diamond in the deck. Don't worry about Soul Ring. Avishkar Raceway is better.
If we want to cut Diamond for Soul Ring, I'm actually happy about that. Because, yeah, Diamond is still a turn 1 Tifa, though. That is the only reason why yes, Diamond. So, yes, Diamond.
Yeah, no, I want Diamond still. I do want to push. I mean, it does get rid of a land. We discard it, but, you know, if we Crucible next turn, it's still pretty good. Can you show the artifacts? Yes, I can. So right now we have the One Ring, Crucible of Worlds, Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, Lava Spur Boots. Maybe that's one too many boots. Well, I don't know.
I'd like Swiftfoot and Lava Spur, though. They're both good. Greaves is the one that I might cut.
I'll cut Greaves for now. Adventuring Gear, Skyclave Pick, I think that's good. Redundancy there, redundancy with the haste enablers. Commander's Plate is fine.
We can probably cut that, only because it is 4 to set up.
Costly. Yeah, that's my only qualm with it. That puts us at 100. Mox Amber, I hear you, Victoria. I feel like
Mox Amber is not acceleration into Tifa.
No, it's just something to do after the fact, and it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, it's not bad.
It's acceleration into the bigger stuff, but our entire deck is acceleration into the bigger stuff. So I'd rather have like a rampant growth effect than a Mox Amber, because they fulfill a similar purpose. One is slower, but also gives significant other benefits.
So, I mean, I'm quite fond of where the deck's at right now. So, do we want to play test this, people? Do we want to see if Tifa pops? So, what's the goal here? What are we looking to do with Tifa consistently in these games as we're playtesting? Well,
let's see if we can kill someone on turn 2, and then outside of that, let's see what we need to do to draw our deck. Those are the two things we're looking out for.
I think we should play up to turn 4. And then we should be looking for hands that achieve a turn 2 win, like Will is saying, and then we'll see what turn two kill. Excuse me, and then we'll look at turn 3 and turn 4. Like, what are the turns after that? Like, do we just blow our load and that's it, or is there more to it?
Also, going back to the discussion we were having before about commanders from the set that I think are CDH viable, Kefka is going to be a brutal little shit.
Mm,
I know you want to brew Kefka as a CDH deck. We talked about that.
I really do. I think Kefka
Yeah.
is super playable. Muruganda Raceway. Start your engines, tap for colorless, and then you can add 2 colorless.
No, no, because we're not dealing combat damage over enough turns for that to be relevant. We're
Yeah.
either killing or not hitting.
Yeah. Turn
Uh,
one. Turn one kill. Turn one kill. How do you mean? It increases once each of your turns when an opponent loses life. I mean, oh, you want to turn? You want to see a turn one kill? That's never going to happen. Yeah, this just ain't that deck because it isn't winning a conventional way.
uh,
Blackblade Reforged.
that is 5 to set up. It's not worth it. Blackblade Reforge is so the issue is Blackblade Reforge could give a lot of stats, but we already are getting to 64 power with 2 cards that we're gonna easily find and be able to use. So Blackblade Reforged is just a hard to find card that does what we want worse than all the other things. I if you're playing a casual deck, 100% Blackblade Reforged is cool and it's fun, but in the CDH version of the deck, probably not.
So here's what I'm going to say before we start. If you're enjoying the brew, please leave it with a like. If there's anything we're missing that you think makes sense for the deck, we're trying to steer this more towards competitive. Let us know. And with that in mind, and a fetch could likely get her there. Turn one kill. Oh no, I'm saying that with Gemstone Caverns and a pump spell and a fetch could likely get her there turn one.
Haste is the only
Yeah, that's the
potential
only
issue there.
issue. Well, this is pretty cool hand apart from it just being totally lands. Like I don't mind turn oneing adventurer gear, but we're trying to go for a turn one Tifa here, so let's just lock into that real quick. This is neither of those things as well. Tyvar stands, Ancient Tomb. No,
Did you cut Chancellor?
I didn't cut Chancellor. I'm trying to give us every
Good,
single
good.
potential way to get there, except we're not seeing any of our Elvish Spirit guidey things. I honestly don't think it's going to be easy to get her down turn one every game. We're going to have to settle. This has been 5 hands, and I haven't seen a single turn one play. So I don't think we're there, frankly. And I don't think we're missing any of the fast mana. Am I fucking insane? None of these are. This is turn one, but like.
We've had like a couple hands that were keepable that we went through. Also, yeah, we still have some of the random lands in here that we probably shouldn't have, like the self bouncers. I don't think that we need.
Oh, that's fine for now, I guess. I'm looking for haste enablers outside Crossroads, Concordant Crossroads. Invigorate's in the deck currently. Black Panther. Thanks. Thank you for that, though. We'll use Elvish Spirit Guide. I'll draw a card first. And Spirit Guide Tifa out. Okay, let's see what life is like next turn. We got the one ring. That's always good. We only have one other land to play right now. Sadly, we didn't start with a fetch. Otherwise, I would have noxious that. So we've got Primal Bellow for each forest you control. Primal Bellow feels like it could leave the deck if we're trying to knock someone out with haste. Tyvar Stand, pay X, gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. That's really just a glorified protection spell. Overprotect is protection with redundancy. This hand doesn't generate a.
Overprotect is kind of it. Overprotect is worth keeping in the deck, but it's not the
Yeah.
best right here.
So
If we had
sadly, the best thing we can do is really just play the Ancient Tomb out and then like Tyvar Stand X to give her indestructible and hexproof, and then we'd give her +2/+2. That's the best thing I'm seeing here, realistically, Will.
yeah,
Yeah.
right now our main issue is just we don't have any of the fetches and no way of finding the fetches.
Yeah,
But
this wasn't a great hand.
this this is still going to be a good punch out of Tifa because instant speed in response to the landfall trigger, Tyvar stand giving +2/+0, and then or +2/+2, and then that's going to take her from 3 power to 6 power off the landfall, and then she punches for 6 trample turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah, not horrible. Not what we want to see though.
Yeah.
And we don't see a land here. So the issue with this deck is if you don't see your lands, and we've got a lot in the list. So let's just take out some of those other self-bouncing lands, Will, you were referring to, and just like switch pad them out with like basics maybe.
Yeah.
Um
It's a ghost town, the land that sacks to get something from graveyard to hand, and then the Wooburg land.
Petrified Fields, Ghost Town. What's the
When
Wooburg lands?
it's like the starts with a W, I think.
Oh no, Horizon of Progress?
It might be Horizon of Progress.
You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. No,
No.
not that.
Uh,
Undiscovered
Undiscovered Paradise.
Paradise. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do how many lands? We're at 29 lands. How many lands do we want total?
We probably want to stay at like 36-ish,
With MDFCs?
including NDFCs. Yeah.
We're at 34 with
That should
MDFCs.
that should probably be fine.
Yeah, that'll be fine for now. Okay. And still energy. I don't think we need to untap Savala. Savala. We will need to untap Savala. Tifa, though, not so much. All right, let's see here. We have MDFC with Disciple of Freyalise, probably the one MDFC we don't technically want to play. I think getting her down turn 1 is not as realistic as getting her down turn 2. We might need to adjust our parameters because I'm not seeing shit. Also,
I mean, not getting her out turn 1 is still, it should still be fine because that just means it's more likely to get a turn 3 kill.
I'm cutting Primal Bellows. I don't. Every time I see this card this early in the game, it's like, this just sucks ass. I don't want to see this card right now. So to mitigate that, I'll just give ourselves another forest just to make sure we're fully padded out, and I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we wanted another buff spell instead of Primal Bellows,
That's fine for now. We I don't think we need another buff spell necessarily. We started with a one lander. This is a Chrome Mox game. Finally, our first piece of ramp. The only issue is we have a Fabled Passage, a Dryad Arbor, and a Chrome Mox. Well, unless we top deck there you go. So we get Windswept Teeth off the top. Now, obviously, we would prefer to keep that, but Fabled Passage will do the same thing we need the Windswept Teeth for. So let's just Heath. Let's Heath for a forest. Sad to say. We're going to Chrome Mox. Of the cards in my hand, I think that Broken Bond can probably go. Or Soul's Majesty because it is a duplicate with the Lifestream Blessing.
which is that is the rabbit for those who joined in recently.
Right. To make this less confusing, how about I just do Chrome Mox the rabbit?
Yeah, because they're going to be more or less the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's fine. And we'll play Tifa with that. Okay. I'll zoom in once we get the ball rolling on this board so it's easier to see these cards, but we're just going to play Commander. I'll shuffle for the fetch. Boop. And we top deck a forest. Okay, Will. We don't have any buff spells. Don't have any draw.
Yeah, we can't Soul's Majesty yet, but that's going to be good for later.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Fabled Passage is the best thing we can do because it's not like we need.
It's probably best to Dryad Arbor right now is just a tap land, and then if we get enough mana, we could Broken Bond, Fable Passage, and everything to get 3 Tifa triggers in one turn.
Yeah, if we really wanted to. I mean, we could Broken Bond right now. Does it put it into
That'd
play?
Be, 8. That would get up to 8 power.
That's not quite good enough.
Yeah.
Sure, let's
with Soul's Majesty, just refilling a hand isn't too bad, but we need to
get up
have
to
the
mana
to play Soul's Majesty.
Yeah, like Broken Bond, I'm only interested in doing it now because it just helps us ramp. We're putting the Fabled Passage down if we do that.
Yeah, I think at this point it's just kind of like sacrificing a bit to play tempo.
Then if you control 4 more lands. All right, well, next turn when we play our forest, we'll effectively control 4 more lands with the Fabled Passage. All right, we'll swing with Tifa. It's fine. Just double her power. Okay, next turn. Ooh, another basic forest off the top. Our luck right now, I gotta say, has been pretty awful. So, and I mean with every single hand, I don't think we have this much bad luck typically. And I don't think the numbers are off. Like, I don't think our ratios are off with these effects. We should probably not be in this hole often, but we're on a constant rut. So let's just see what we're doing here. I think we do play the forest. Let's pretend we do need a broken bond something, I suppose. Break it. We've already doubled our power once. We'll do the Fabled Passage. We'll break the passage because I just need to get the rest of these damn forests out of my deck.
Well, we want to keep the passage to buff off of Soul's Majesty right now, or to buff because if we draw a buff spell right now, we draw a large amount of our deck off of Fable.
Here's what I feel.
I agree with the broken bonding to get a land into play though.
But if we draw another forest, I'll swing.
If we draw another forest, we deal.
Finale of Devastation, turn 4. This is about where we wanted to stop, right? Okay. So no buff spells.
We can do Green Warden though. If we no Green Warden. We could do the Chocobo. Unfortunately, Fable Passage is not one of the really good lands with the Chocobo.
No, it's not. Okay. Moving on to the next turn. We're not concluding anything, and we haven't knocked anyone out. Okay, next turn is a Shifting Woodland, Harrow, Lotus Petal, Soul Ring, Ramenup Excavator. We need a fetch land like there's no tomorrow. To be honest with you, I kind of want to set up the Excavator first. And we have that power right now. Do you disagree?
Well, Shifting enters tapped unless we have a forest. So.
Don't we? Land. Oh, shit. Yeah. I was looking at the Harrow like it was a basic forest for some reason. No, you're right. Top deck land. We just saw so many forests.
True.
Oh, hey. Centaur Garden will.
Does that enter? No,
it's just the threshold
land. That does work, right?
Yeah, it's a threshold. Yeah, it deals 1 damage to us. It works.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
We don't care about that.
So we're gonna Lotus Petal. Do we want to Lotus P a Soul Ring right now?
Yes. I think we do go for the Ramenup Excavator, like you were saying.
It just feels better because, like, based off of what I was watching. I feel like
we don't have a fetch in play yet for Tifa, so it's better to just get a separate body into play.
Yeah,
and we can grind value with Harrow.
Yeah. I think the Harrow is. I mean, it needs to be off turn, but don't they come into play tapped? No, they come into play untapped. So next turn we could break the garden.
Actually, really quick, is it better to do Tifa? So with Tifa, we kill somebody next turn with Tifa. Actually.
Right.
So
if we go Harrow,
we get a turn 2 kill. Yeah, because it's a Harrow sacrificing the tap land that we're going to be playing. So it's going to be 3 landfall triggers. In response to the landfall triggers, we play the buff spell.
Might have rolled Crosa if we played if we played this on our main phase. Yeah, that's fine.
3 Tifa triggers with 4
plus 4
power,
plus 4.
So that's 5. So that's going to be 10, 20, 40, swing for 40 kill. It might be better to hold for Garuk. No, it's not better to hold for Garuk. We're just gonna play Ramenup Excavator next turn and then start
playing
a little bit of value.
Our tapped Shifting Woodland, yeah. All right, let's go. We need the Harrow, baby. So we've got a trigger on the stack. We're gonna ploop Harrow. We're gonna sacrifice the woodland, like Will was saying. It's sadly not as good in this instance. Forest. And another Forestes, shuffle. These come into play untapped. That's 1, 2, 3 triggers on the stack. Might have Old Crosa, main phase. Old Crosa, the girl. She gets +4/+4, so 4 doubled is 8, doubled is 16,
No,
doubled
no,
is
she gets
32.
+4/+4, so she has
She's
5
5.
power.
Excuse me,
So it's
5,
5, 20, 40.
10. Yeah. Okay.
We
So
kill somebody without commander damage, but also with commander damage.
No, commander damage. I'm
No,
going to
no, no,
stop
no.
at 20.
They're at 0. They're at 0 right
Yeah,
now.
that's
Good
true.
sir.
That's even better than commander damage, I guess. It's interesting to see that people said no to Soul Ring in the poll I put up. But it did help propel this play, I want to say. So I'm kind of for Soul Ring at this moment, but I feel like my feelings are more or less the same as yours, guys. All right, so that's it. We have 1 mana up. Let's just pretend it was for a protection spell.
Also, we probably should have put a Hunter's Prowess in this deck. Give target creature +3/+3, and whenever it deals combat damage this turn, draw that many cards.
Probably.
Yeah.
Rum it up.
Hunter's Insight is also another similar one that we probably should have ran.
Do we have
Do
threshold?
we have like? Hold on. Did we cut Life's Legacy?
We never added it.
We have it. Yeah, it's in. Okay. Hunter's Insight and Hunter's Prowess are 2 things we should probably add later.
But you know what we're adding right now to the battlefields?
Rabinob Excavator and the land.
And the 1 land, yeah.
Yeah.
Shifting Woodlands, sure. We get to double our power. No further buff spell. Sorry. Swing. Next turn. Invasion of Ikoria. Okay, well, how do we knock out the next player with Invasion of Ikoria?
All right.
We don't have another land in our trash, sadly.
We can find Elvish Reclaimer and then start using it
Yeah.
to
I was
set
thinking
up.
that. I was thinking that too. Yeah, it's like
Tifa is pretty clunky because Tifa can burst down one player really well, but then Tifa doesn't do a whole lot for a while.
yeah.
Finding the Chocobo could be a thing, but the issue is we need to hit lands off the top.
How about
Sure, let's see if we just wild into the Chocobo and see what happens.
How do you feel about Awaken the Woods, Will?
Oh, what does Awaken the Woods do?
Do you want me to tell you?
Sure.
X double green sorcery speed, create X 1/1 green forest, dryad, land, creature tokens.
I remember that card. Funny, kind of overkill.
Well, look, here's my thing though. We need to overkill 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So like it does. What in this scenario right now, Will? If my top deck was Awaken the Woods, couldn't I just kill 1 person right now?
Let's see. How much mana do we have up?
That's a good question. Wait up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So 6 mana means 4 things. So that's 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. So we don't kill off of that.
All right. Well, look with that. Wait. No. Wait. This isn't.
Chocobo.
But hold up. Yeah, that's it.
I believe in the plan, Chocobo, Patrick. We're gonna play the Chocobo, then hit one of the tri-fetches off the top.
You want to play the Chocobo with Invasion?
Yes, I believe.
Oh my gosh! Excuse me. We're gonna keep the Centaur Garden open. This puts it into the battlefield, right? Boop.
But yeah, I think the thing we're learning here is the game plan for Tifa is more so based around waiting until you hit a draw equal to power effect.
Mm-hmm. Horizon of Progress, Will? Yeah, we'll play it. All right, play Horizon of Progress. Trigger the Teef. Trigger the Teef again with our Chocobo friend. We have no buff spells.
What's the land that we have on top?
Oh, with Chocobo?
Yeah.
Oh, Talon Gates.
Oh, well, we can play that to land for turn if we want instead.
Yeah, and phase out our Chocobo.
Make it so no one can kill the bird.
All right, well, I'm going to play test 1 more round and then just see how I feel.
We may want to add the Hunter's Prowess and Hunter's Insight.
Hunter's
Prowess and Hunter's Insight.
I don't know if it's going to change anything, but okay.
So So I think the two things that need to be done with Tifa is either build Tifa more stacksy or build Tifa with dorks. Because just having the more consistent early ramps so that you can play both buffs and a draw equal to power effect are worth it. So
Your tune has changed about the dorks, I see.
I said that we could probably kill the Tifa well enough or tempo into the high power stuff. It sadly did not go to that.
Wait, why do you want a Hunter's Insight? Oh, deal damage
100
to a target player?
when you deal damage, you draw cards. So it's the same thing as draw equal to power stuff.
And what's the other one?
Hunter's prowess.
Hunter's Insight and Hunter's Prowess. Where's Hunter's
They're
Prowess?
both deal damage, draw cards. Prowess is 2 more, and it's give +3/+3.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I
They're
don't. What are we
they're
cutting?
probably better than Rishkar's expertise, but eh.
What do we? What do you want to cut Rishkar's expertise?
Yeah, we can cut some of the higher cost stuff if we want.
And season. I'm gonna cut Season of Gathering because, frankly, casting these things is kind of tough. So let's just go from there.
Yeah, that is pretty fair actually.
Right. So Adventuring Gear is in this hand. We don't have a turn 1 Tifa, but we have Adventuring Gear.
Yeah, playing slower is probably the way to go.
Yeah, honestly, like slow rolling this Adventuring Gear with Tifa just feels better, especially because we have Noxious Revival in this hand. But let's try to push for the turn 2 again, turn 1 Tifa.
And we can do the Noxious fetch strat just to make sure that we keep a fetch for later, but still ramp into Tifa.
We did. We are mulliganing here though. This is
keep this opener.
No, because I do want to be consistent with our study of like just trying to get the turn 2 wins, and this is close. Also, we were very lucky to pull into a land that wasn't tapped that previous game. Otherwise, we wouldn't have hit anyone for 40 damage on turn 2. But we're going to try this here because it has the pick. It has a turn 1 Tifa with Lotus Petal and 3 ways: Centaur, Garden, Forest, or Forest. We're going to go with the Forest.
Yeah.
We
are a fetch away from a kill with Tifa.
Yeah. Speaking of, nope. Ancient Green Warden.
We aren't running Evolving Wilds or Terramorphic or any of the other fetch lands. That's also probably part of the problem.
Maybe. Okay. We're going to play the pickaxe.
They're crappy fetches, but they're good enough for what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Are you running your Rishkars as well? We literally just cut it. But we were. So we're going to play the axe. It's going to enter. It's going to attach to Tifa. We're going to play Centaur Garden. Why not? Centaur Garden and trigger on the stack. Landfall. 2 triggers here. We're going to stack it where Tifa's on the bottom, obviously. Before that, we can cast Mutagenic Growth and Blossoming Defense. So how much is that, Will? That's +2, +2.
So Tifa is going to go to 7 power, double to 14.
That's not enough, is it? Is that good enough? I don't even think we bother with that then.
No, I think we wait until we can cast Soul's Majesty with Mutagenic and then draw a ton of cards.
By the way, Wild Speaker doesn't work with Tifa. Garuk, Wild Speaker? I'll take your word on it. Let me look. Return to the Wild Speaker? Return to the Wild Speaker? Oh, is it because it needs...
non-human. You're right.
Yeah, thank you. Well, there's a card we can cut.
There we go.
We'll cut that after this.
Treat it as like Rishkar's expertise in the meantime.
So we're not killing anyone right here.
Seasons is probably better than Rishkar's.
Okay, so I elected not to waste our buff spells because it wouldn't have made sense there.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I completely forget that about Return of the Wild Speaker. Let's just run this one right here. We'll do this is a turn 3 kill on 1 player. So we'll go ahead and put the Forest trigger on the stack, landfall. We can go ahead and I would take your time with how you play these. Blossoming Defense should probably be the last one if you're going to do it.
So let's see. So it's going to be 1 to 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 doubled. So it's going to be 20 damage. So it's still short of killing someone.
Is that a fact? Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8. Wait, 2? Wait, no, no, no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, 4, 10,
I'm just
double
saying
that.
if that forest was an evolving wilds, that would be illegal.
Yeah, I know. I said to put Evolving Wilds and like Myriad Landscape and the
Yeah,
well,
Myriad
Myriad's
Landscape,
no, no, not
the only
Myriad.
one that I would say no to, but
Yeah.
Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds, those two are good enoughs.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swap out the return. Has the whole set's been spoiled yet? I don't know that it has. Has it? God, I hope so.
I don't know.
I
I
don't know
honestly don't
either.
know.
I don't know either. These are good questions, though. All right, guys. What have we gleaned from building Tifa?
Run more fetches and then either go for dorks or go for stacks. You either need more ramp to hit the draw equal to power effects, or you need stacks to slow down the game enough where you can punch multiple people in a more efficient way, and then you can play the greedier Voltron things.
I'm gonna say that she can be high powered. I think that we should definitely put in more dorks. It's important to note, though, that if you're adding dorks to the package, it's going to reduce the consistency of what was already pretty inconsistent, which was having proper land drops, having things that buff you, and then anything to synergy with those two things, right? Like playing lands from the graveyard, fetching them from your deck, so on and so forth. If so, then they did Cloud super dirty. Yeah, there really isn't like a hyper playable Cloud. I like the
No,
mono white one.
the pure not the pure steel, Stoneforge Mystic. The Stoneforge Mystic Cloud is actually
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I like the mono white one, but we'll talk about that Cloud. I feel like we could build that Cloud. I am not.
Ooh,
I'm.
Kane got an alternate art and it actually looks really cool.
Oh, is it something I could see now?
Yeah, you should be able to see it on Scryfall. It's
Okay.
Kane with a K.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what's sad, guys? I was really hyped for Tifa. I don't think she performed as expected. Like, yes, there's a consistency there in green. Like, all the effects are in place, but by goodness, like we didn't see any of that.
It's really funny because I've heard a lot of people online who have been proxying and testing out Tifa say she can explode really quickly and then kill one person and then drop dead.
Kind of like it's not like you're drawing in the aftermath. So like whatever you start with is what you start with, and you're in top deck mode from the rest of the game. So like you mull to that perfect kill one player and their dreams kind of play, and then from there on out, you're kind of SOL. You're like, okay, do I see the thing I need to continue playing this game? No, okay. I guess I'm just gonna wait around. Whereas Savala or I really just Savala, as far as mono green's concerned, is going to help you rebuild while you're waiting. It's rough, man. It's really rough. I am glad we tried building the Tifa, but I can't say that she is going to be like hyper playable in a competitive setting. Like, definitely not.
I think if we went for more ramp or stacks, it probably would have played a little bit better. But yeah, I agree like 99% of the time that yeah, the Tifa does not play as well as I hoped.
Yeah, which is a shame. And mind you, guys, she was sort of our wild card for this. Like, she's a fan favorite, obviously. I mean, I love all of the Final Fantasy VII characters, and on paper, she reads really well. And I'm gonna have to agree with one of our commenters earlier. The other Tifa, the Naya one, is probably just better. Probably like you're gonna take a more sane and rational approach to how you build that deck. One,
Yeah,
but
getting
two,
multiple 7 powers is hard for that Tifa though.
yeah, but like, what is it? 3 additional combats or more? If
An
you
additional combat for every opponent that you hit with a 7 power or more creature.
that might be difficult. You're not wrong. Just Gigantomancer will.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. There's another deck for it. Lice Hex might be a fun Voltron deck. Okay, I want to build a deck that I definitely know will be competitive. So, Kefka, Vivi, Squall, Noctis. And like that we could set up a test for and repeatably and effectively enact. So,
Yeah, Noctis has very clean combos and would
Yeah.
very obviously go, I did the thing. Um, what's his name?
Kefka.
Kefka
He's not as easy
is
to.
well, he's pretty easy to demonstrate by the fact that you can just say like, okay, I got people to discard 4 cards in a turn. No one's gonna be able to win on their turn. Next turn, do the same again. They're
Mhm.
locked out.
Yeah,
Game.
I mean, to be honest with you, like I was saying during our review of the cards, like this is my favorite strategy. This is my favorite strategy in Magic. I love denial. I love this. This kind of control
I
is,
love Denial so much I could live in it.
yeah, it's. I hope I'm not wrong, but I feel like Kefka is going to be CDH playable. Noctis CDH. Yeah. What are some lines of play
Not
for Noctis? Well,
Noctis is super CDH. There's a couple combos for it. Uh, Fun fact: the best combo isn't even LED. Someone brought this up, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that's how this card worked because I have an old version of the card that didn't get errata yet. Mox Diamond. It says when you cast the spell, you either discard a land or you put this card into the graveyard. Not counter, not discard, nothing like that. It's just it goes into the graveyard. So if you have Aetherflux Reservoir, lines or not lines on diamond, Mox Diamond in the grave, and Noctis, you just play Aetherflux from the graveyard, play Mox Diamond, choose to put it in the graveyard, replay it, choose to put it in the graveyard, replay it, choose to put it in the graveyard, repeat, 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 repeat. Since it never goes to the field, it never gets the finality counter, and you just keep doing the dance perpetually. Um,
mm-hmm.
Alternatively, there is Hex Parasite with either Lotus Petal or Lion's Eye Diamond for the same general concept. There's also just things where Noctis helps set up like Sensei's Divining top lines and sets up Bolas Citadel lines and a couple things like that. Noctis is just a generally decent tool, not
Yeah.
toolbox, but utility commander.
Yeah, and good colors for the strategy too. Like you've got plenty of ways to find those items, so it's not going to be
Uh,
difficult. Black in particular makes things consistent. So
Speaking of a monocolor commander that is probably good enough to be
yeah,
CDH, Matoya. I think Matoya probably could be CDH with how much draw he gets. For those who don't know, Matoya is one of the new ones that says whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card. There's a lot of 2 cost effects that say scry or surveil every single turn. If you stack a couple of those, you are drawing a full 7 cards every turn, and you are mono blue and you just counterspell everybody out.
what's the how do you spell Matoya?
Matoya. It's Matt. It's my buddy Matt.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
my friend,
Is
my
it a
friends.
commander or do you just put it in the 99?
It is the commander for the deck that I was thinking of. But I have a friend who his favorite card in the entire game is Sigiled Starfish, and he's building a casual Matoya deck because he's just gonna run every single 2 CMC card that triggers Matoya because he just wants to make a meme of Sigil Starfish tribal.
Yeah, Matoya is pretty nasty, dude. We again, a lot of really crazy cards from the set. I feel like this Tifa was definitely the strongest wild card that we could have brewed. I can't say that I love it, but I want to see what you guys do with it. I'd be curious to see. Mono green, I have an affinity for. I have for a while, but I can't say that she got there for me. I do want to brew Squall really bad and Vivi. Let's create a short list and I'll do a poll and see what you guys would want to see brewed. But we're going to brew a lot from this set because there's a lot of really good commanders and some niche ones that I think are super fun. Like Kane, I'm very interested in brewing as well.
This is going to be so fun for casual.
Yeah, it looks like such a
Uh,
good deck.
I also think freaking what was his name I just saw him Zaned Dark Mage is
Mm-hmm.
a potential weird off meta CDH commander just because he's one Demir, so he's in the good colors, 2 has Menace, and 3 is a massive piece of crap. Like he's just gonna enter as like a 24/24 Menace. So play Zant, play is is it Demir control, and then give him haste and just swing whenever he enters or gets reanimated or recast. He's a weird control commander that I think could be CDH just by the fact that you don't need to do anything to make him the commander of the deck. You just do Dimir good stuff.
For each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard, what are you doing? Are you gonna?
All the counter spells, all the interaction, all the everything with like maybe a little bit of self mill to speed him up.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I would probably brain freeze yourself.
Yeah, you could brain freeze yourself. You can
Yeah.
do the like weird bounce target non-land permanent, everybody mills 2 effect, stuff like that. Just the fact that he's menace and is massive off the bat makes him weirdly good.
All right, gang. We're gonna brew another one next week, but definitely stay tuned tomorrow. We're gonna discuss.
The other half of the commanders that got spoiled so
Yeah,
far.
I don't have a real count. There's a lot of legends that came out though.
122 legends in total, and 52 of them were from before, so that's 70 new legends.
We're gonna talk about them tomorrow. It's gonna be a long stream unless we can like sharpen our discussions of them and be as concise as possible, because we tend to start theory crafting and brewing on the fly, and I think that can get us hung up. But we're gonna bang through them, so join us and bang through them with us. How about that? How about them apples? I'm gonna have a drink and go to bed. Well, any final thoughts?
Screw Zane, gang gang. Or screw Xanos, gang gang.
See you guys.